So look at your posture. Hopefully you can see a better movement on the right hand side there with your setup in terms of, there you go, in terms of your back. Certainly a little bit more dynamic in terms of that angle to the golf ball there. We're looking for basically a spine or a hip to shoulder angle to be 90 degrees to shaft angle, and again without getting a protractor, that's pretty good for me, so we can take that, and so there's a lot less curve in that back position there, okay? When you get straighter back, your body can just rotate more effectively. Now in terms of the swing, once you've got a better posture and looser grip, which I think is something you can sort of get better at as you go through, we're trying to keep the arms from moving away. If you look at your left arm, there's almost daylight now between your left arm and your chest, and because of that movement out there with the golf club, your left wrist now is against what we call a cut position to swing that golf club. Now you then got to start rotating your arms a bit much, hinging the wrist more than you want, and that's going to cause the club to get what we call laid off and open, and when then the club comes back in this direction, open out there, that's going to result in one shot and one shot only, and then your demand to try to start it somewhere over here actually probably encourages the club to go out further on the way back. So that's kind of your takeaway there. Now if we look at the movement on the way back with this one, as you go back, see your left arm there much more underneath your chin there, much more connected to the body. Club face is more in line with your spine, which is square, okay? If you were to stand your spine up vertically, the club face would be pointing up sort of what we call vertically, or toe up, as some guys say. If your spine leans forward, the club would lean forward with that, okay? So that now is in a square position. That's in a square position. As we then rotate to the top of the backswing, okay? Club face now getting a little bit more. We can't see much of that club, so it's not as far across the line, so not a bad position there now. And as the club then starts coming back down, there's a little bit of movement here we're obviously going to try and eradicate as we go forward, okay? But that club now sort of just a bit outside the line compared to this one now, where we get the club face going a bit further out. If we get to about there, the club's a little bit more out here to there. It's moved in a little bit. I mean, we're talking inches or so. Very hard to see visually. In terms of the strike, we're getting a better strike, so your path in the ball has to be better. It's not so steep and across it, okay? The face is left open, partly because as you come to the golf ball, your left arm now stays quite straight and quite stiff. Now, a lot of that's going to be down to, A, the previous path you were swinging on. Your left arm had to kind of go in that fashion. If you release the club at your left foot kind of thing. Your tension in your grip pressure is obviously going to restrict that, and potentially some of the guys saying keep your left arm straight, maybe, I don't know. It's a phrase we hear get chucked around the golf course all the time, okay? So for me, it's about building up the sort of the jigsaw, we say. First and foremost, you work on that takeaway, get that working better. So the club now is basically working up the shaft line, okay? If I put a line through here, your club, you'll see now, is working up that line nicely, okay? Left arm staying to your chest. So far, that part of the jigsaw's good. Then the continuation out the top of the backswing, we're in a good position there now. I would say maybe after a bit of practice, or maybe next session or going forward, the next phase will be that transition down to get the club to kind of work this way, not that way, which you've done in the past. But that move going obviously over the top, as you know you are, to be fair, is just caused by balls ending up over that way. Just some want to start it kind of somewhere left of target, or a desire or need. And if you're standing on holes like the third on the button, or the fifth on the button, for example, or the second on the Mac, or whatever, or the seventh on the Mac, going right's a no-no. So you either stand and aim 50 yards left and allow for a big slice, or you set up towards your target and the last second go, I don't want to go right, and you just swing it hard left. All those movements there can either come in the takeaway going too far out here, or from here going too far over this way, or in the finish position. You say sometimes you lose your balance when your feet goes forward, or you jump away from it. That's just, I mean, then you haven't a single shot here now where you've sort of lost your balance effectively in terms of stepping forward, because there's no, if it does go to right, even though you know it's going to right, it's not really that much of a consequence. You haven't lost the ball. It's just, okay, it's right at target, but I'll still work on the movement I'm trying to make. You step on the golf course and there's out of bounds right, or a lost ball right, or water right, you're going to swing the club to not go right, and that involves the differences in balance and setup there. Okay, so you can work on that setup. Like I said, at home you can do that drill where you put your arm either underneath your armpit or on your left bicep, one or two, and just get that feeling of the left arm kind of working across your chest more, not out and away, and getting that wrist to sort of feel a little bit more, we call flatter and down to the ground, rather than up here kind of doing this and quite wristy and we call cuppy, okay? If this wrist does this, if I start here now and do this, that rotation there is going to cause the face just to open. So if your face comes back aiming right, that's only one place the ball can go. It'll either go straight right, or it will curve to the right. Whatever happens is going to end up in the right side of the golf course somewhere. So does that kind of make sense in terms of the sort of approach? Okay, so I think it's, again, certainly the way you hit the golf ball in terms of strike there, 18 handicap is well within your capabilities. I would say for you kind of going forward now, if we could have maybe a couple of weeks practice, a couple of games, just get this left arm working better. I don't know if the range, but even if you're at home and stuff, just maybe sort of video some of those takeaways and send them, how's it looking? I'd rather you be working on that move specifically, get that good, so we, okay, right, if in 2, 3, 4 weeks time you come back, okay, right, we know that's going to be fine. It's not a question of, we'll just check that, okay, we can say, okay, no, that's fine, you've done the practice, you sent me the videos through at home, check your backswing, looking great, we can now then transition. And so once this becomes kind of the unconscious movement, because at the moment you're thinking about doing that. If we try to add another thought into the golf swing, with all due respect to most golfers, you put 2 thoughts in, you'll do nothing. We can't multitask. With the golf swing, it's less than 2 seconds. So get that working good. That's going to improve the strike and your height. Then we can start working on the club face, releasing through the golf ball better as we go through. Okay, mate?
Yeah,
Good stuff.